He takes the
I was happy
card.
for him.
Oh yeah, he's riding in the nice little in a
He's
car,
getting
stolen
back
car.
at him.
But when he comes out, it's like, I looked at your genes. It's very different from your family, and we might have gotten some things wrong, Kamala. Your genes are different. He wasn't talking about the one she was wearing on her legs, but some mutations going on, Amanda. And you all know at this point that comes
Yeah.
in the background. Amanda, does this blow your mind that Kamala is not the first official? There might, name more coming this fall with Black Panther. We
Yeah.
got Apocalypse for X-Men fans. They retcon. He said he's the first official mutant. But
Mutant.
as far as MCU goes, this is the first official
Yeah.
mutant character. Thoughts, Amanda?
Besides Doctor Strange, Professor X.
Besides that, yeah, very true.
First of all, shout out to Bruno for giving A+ line delivery, because I actually got chills, and then the music cue happened. I'm like, good for you, Bruno. You're officially my favorite character on this show. He killed that line delivery. Beautiful. For me, if I believe that Kamala was supposed to be an Inhuman, from what people have been saying.
Yeah.
What I've been reading.
Yep.
Yeah. So if they're gonna switch it to her being a mutant, there's a lot of people who are having issues with that. I think that this is the only way that we can kind of introduce the mutants this far along, because where the hell have they been for a decade? It doesn't make sense that the mutants of all groupings of people did not exist at the same time as the Avengers. Like, that just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Right.
So for them to build a foundation with Kamala, who knows when the hell we're getting the X-Men? It could be like 5-6 years from now. We have no idea, but it makes sense. I don't think anyone expected this level of like a drop to happen in a finale for Ms. Marvel of all things.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's not the best choice, considering that she is an Inhuman and they're kind of taking it away out of the comics, but it's what it is. This is what we're getting.
Yeah.
How else are they going to do it?
Very true. Inhumans, I've seen a couple episodes on ABC, and that is utter horribleness that I've ever seen. And Kevin Feige, they announced the Inhumans, and they got them off the release schedule, especially once they bought the Mutants and Fox and everything. So, yeah, there's some retcon going on. And again, I'm not I never read a comic, so it didn't really affect me. I was like, oh, cool. This is a great way to bring in the mutants, and there are other forms of mutation within the MCU or within Marvel Comics. So who knows? They might retcon it again and be like, oh, she's mutation of an X-Man meets in here. They can do whatever they want at this point, right? But Chris, man, your thoughts on this? And again, it's very, this is where my mind goes. I'm like, why is it that this is the second time when they have shown a mutant? And again, Chris alluded to it. We got Professor X and Multiverse of Madness, and now we got this and Kamala Khan, and they're using the same '97 theme song. Chris and Amanda. Mm-hmm. This is where my mind goes. Are they going to reveal, because we also know they're revamping this 96 cartoon. It's going to be on Disney, going to bring it back or renew it or whatnot. Are they going to make it seem like maybe they've been like trapped in like an alternate universe? Like the animated characters of like X-Men have been trapped in this animated world, and that's where they've been this kind of whole time? Because it's very, I don't know why they keep using their theme specifically to illustrate X-Men as an MCU.
That's a possibility.
Is there some
I thought it was just like this person's like just a fan of the nostalgia of that show. Maybe they grew up on it like how we did, and they just, it's the easiest way for us to recognize that. Like, I don't know, like there's other X-Men songs. Like, this is the one. Like there's a couple of Avengers songs, but we like we know that one. So it's like, yes, you could be right.
Because that would give a good reason where they've been this whole time.
The easiest way for you to recognize X-Men.
This is very, because again, musical cues, whether it's Batman, when we see him in Justice League, they put the little old 89 Batman theme, Superman, so there are musical cues, like Chris said. But hey, if they somehow say that somehow, some way they got trapped in a dimension in which they were cartoon characters and now they're, multiverse of madness and comes about, that'll be pretty cool. Explain, because again, like, man, so you guys have been around this whole time, Thanos and Eternals, and just been chilling, just watch like that.
You guys had it
They
under
they
control.
fooled
What
us
do you want
once
us
with
to
the
do?
Eternals. Oh, we were given orders not to
You
do
gotta
anything.
stand down.
But y'all gonna tell us that the X-Men they were just sitting back chilling this
They
whole
can't.
time? Nah, I don't know. So it'll be really interesting to see how they do that. So you guys heard it, earlier today. X-Men are coming, and I'm pretty sure by next or 2 weeks from now, Kevin Feige might have more to
Yeah.
say about the
It
X-Men in the
felt
future.
like
Next
I
week.
imagine it being like if Elliot texts me saying, "Yo, Tate, I'm in New York. Let's link up," and I'm like, "Oh, that's dope," but I'm out of town. So like, I was so excited at hearing the sound that I didn't stop to think that it didn't make any sense. So I was like, "Why? What was the whole point of the bracelet? Like, and if is her whole family of like, are they mutants? Like, if I could pick anywhere where the X-Men theme song trickles in, I don't know that this is what I want it to be here in this moment with this woman, with this girl, I guess. So I love the X-Men. They're my favorite of all Marvel anything. So I was just excited to hear it, and I was like, what the hell? I rewinded that thing. I was like, wait, no, and I really was like, I was focused, I was paying attention to everything, and I was just like, then I was like, wait a minute,
It's like,
I'm
wait.
out of town. I'm not getting excited.
They got some explaining to do again with the X-Men, and I think Namor will be a big X-Men. They're going to give us more understanding of maybe where the mutants have been. We kind of understand that the Bangle might have ignited her powers. We don't know if the Eternals, again, there's
We
a
also
big
don't have the
celestial.
Shang-Chi. They touched on the Shang-Chi thing. We don't got
Shang-Chi,
that
the
explanation yet.
beacon, and all that. And
It's
again, there's a
true.
giant ass celestial. And I don't know timing. I don't know where we are in the timeline, by the way. Like, I don't know where Miss Marvel takes place. Like, has the events of Eternals happened? Has No Way Home happened? Where are we at with all this? I
Hopefully.
guess Kevin Feige
We
will tell us
need
next
an
week. We need a map.
explanation.
Yeah.
We need a map
Okay.
Also,
of the hidden theme. Oh, is this I'm thinking that the Velnar is hidden. Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Okay,
spicy.
that is pretty interesting. I'm thinking that, yeah, that's a really interesting theory there. Here, yeah, because it's been there. They could have got trapped there, and again, we know the Quantumanium is going to be a big thing, and there's a city in the Quantum. Listen, you getting me excited. Real review, you're getting me
I like
excited.
that.
Kamala, do your homework. I understand like you're doing homework. The bangle lights up, and boom, she gets thrown into the closet, and in comes one of the most maybe like unliked characters for people's own reason.
not by
Carol
me.
Danvers.
I like
I'm a
her.
Brie Larson fan since Room and
Look at
Short Term
Amanda.
12. I think she's a fantastic actress.
Yeah.
People have their reasons why they don't like her, whatever. But listen, y'all can't hate on the new look. I tell you what, she's looking pretty swaggy. Amanda, your thoughts on this sequence? And I think we've all been kind of thinking this was going to happen, but we was like, nah, probably
Yeah.
not. It'll probably be Monica Rambeau recruiting her.
Ugh.
But they got her hero. Well, they didn't get to meet, unfortunately.
That's what I'm upset about.
Yeah, and I've seen some comic things that this is something that happens in the comics where she can swap places with characters. Because I think some people were thinking that they like switched bodies in some way, but no, they just switch. Miss Marvel, she's where she is, and Kamala is where she is. So they're the switching locations. But Amanda, how'd you feel about the cameo by Brie Larson, aka Captain Marvel?
I think she is the one hero that has had the most freaking cameos in a post-credit scene after their standalone movie.
That's a great point.
And they haven't been really good. She doesn't look good in any of them. No offense to Brie. It's like what they do to Captain Marvel that I just disagree with. This is the best look. I think they should keep this look. I love her. But yeah, I love that she was in it. But at the same time, like, look at that.
Look at that upgrade.
Look at the comparison.
Look at that upgrade.
Yeah, look at that. Partially why I don't like Captain Marvel as a standalone film.
That suit is whack.
It just doesn't. I don't know. The way she moved in that one, not a vibe.
It's not functional. It's just it's not a vibe. It's not a vibe.
It's not a vibe. I don't like it. But I'm disappointed that they didn't interact. I think that if you're gonna have her in here, they needed to interact and not swap. It was really cool, the portal that they have. I think like the cosmic portal is different than the other portals that we have seen, so I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I'm just a bit disappointed that she did have a cameo, and then it's like, what is happening? Instead of like let them meet. So that's the only thing I'm disappointed with.
They're gonna save it for the movie, Amanda. That's the big moment of the movie. She's gonna meet her hero, and Monica Rambeau is gonna get in the mix. It's a movie moment. It's a movie moment. Chris, man, did the moment work for you, man, in regards to Miss Marvel, or say Captain Marvel? And I guess this is the first time really a big Marvel Avengers like character has appeared in a show on Disney Plus. We all thought Doctor Strange was in WandaVision. We might have thought Cap was going to be in Falcon Winter Soldier. We got the Kang, but none of us was really expecting that. We were maybe expecting maybe Thor, maybe, but this is, you know, Hawkeye with you know, Kingpin, but this is a pretty big deal. This is an Avenger level A+ character on a Disney Plus show.
Yeah, I actually purposely didn't, you know, look online just to see, like, I was like, before I watched the episode, which I actually got to watch kind of early today, I was like, let me not go on the internet, because if this girl shows up, I know these clowns are gonna spoil it. So I was able to see this like without any interruption. I was happy to see it, and like Amanda said, like I wanted it to be a scene where you get to see her reaction when she meets her. But then, of course, to Elliot's point, I didn't think about that. You could save that for the movie and have it built up. So I will retract my disappointment. It's still cool to see Brie. I really want her to get a rebrand and for the people to like her more.
I think they will. And I think Nia DaCosta, who I wasn't a fan of, was a Candyman, but she did a movie with Tessa Thompson and Lily James, which I can't remember the name of it. She's a really good director, and I like her swag.
Are you talking about the black and white? That one?
No, it was like a small independent film. It's on
Little
Hulu.
Woods or something.
Exactly.
Yeah?
That's exactly what I love it. Yeah, and I liked it. It was a really good small independent self-discovery kind of, you know, story, and I like Nia a lot. And I think Nia might have been her. I think this is her like recommendation. Like let's freshen her up, man. Let's give her the nice little cool little haircut. Let's give her, you know, shout out to Brie Larson too. She was already in shape from Captain Marvel, but she seemed like she's ready to go to war, and I'm ready for it, man. I think, like Chris said, I think she's going to get a huge boost when we see her come. I think next year. But yeah, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, they don't meet yet, but again, I think post, you know, when we get in the film, they're going to have their big moment. But